Yep. Y'all already know who it is, man. It's King Ade with the Wizards Review. And I know, you haven't seen you haven't seen this in a while. You know, you haven't seen it in like 6 games. You know, tonight was one of the best. It might have been the best game of the season. Like, this was a game. You know what I mean? This was a game. It had everything. You know, we saw a record get broken. Well, not all the way broken, but we saw history tonight. You know what I mean? We saw our team down, then come back, rose from the ashes, rose like the phoenix. No pun intended. You know what I mean? But, you know, we just came back, man. Got that win after getting done dirty in LA just a week ago. You know what I'm saying? They came to the city. Lakers fans took over the building. We blocked all that out. And, I mean, I can't even believe it. But we got the win. And it was an impressive win. I mean, there's so many things to unpack tonight. This was a great win. You know what I mean? It was a great win. I don't want to say a big win because when I say a big win, it implies that it is going to help us, you know, like get to the playoffs or something, like improve our seeding or anything, something like that. So I don't want to say a big win, you know what I'm saying? Because I still don't think we're going to make the play-in. However, this was a great win. This showed a lot of our division that us as fans have, the front office has, the players on the team have, Bradley Beal has. I mean, it just showed a lot of, you know what I mean, what we could do if we can just continue to do what we did tonight on a much more consistent basis. I mean, this was a great game. Man, we're just going to get right into it. And since we won the game, I mean, I haven't said that in so long. It feels like forever, you know what I mean? It feels like forever. But, you know, it was Lucky 7 today. Lucky 7, you know, I'm a numbers guy, you know what I mean? So Lucky 7, we won. We were on the 6-game losing streak. We were trying to avoid that 7th game. Lucky 7, you know what I mean? Against the Lakers that needed this win. They need the win. They needed a big win. You know what I'm saying? They needed a big win. They're jockeying for position out west because they're going to be a playing team this year. You know what I'm saying? But great win nonetheless, man. Great win nonetheless. So yeah, so let's get to it. Let's start with the things that I dislike, man, and off jump. Like I said, man, they went up on us, man. They went up on us early. Like, they looked like they was going to blow us up. Real talk, like, I'm not even on front. I thought it was a wrap early. You know what I'm saying? It was ugly, just how they were scoring so easily. Getting to the basket, scoring in the paint. I mean, we could not do anything with them in the paint. And we were bigger than them. LeBron James is playing the center. Our center is 7'3". Porzingis is 7'3". LeBron James plays their center, and they were dominating us in the paint early in the game. Out of the first 29 points they scored, 22 points were in the paint. So again, I was very concerned. It was like, wait a minute, we're supposed to be the bigger team. But I said this last night when we played the Knicks. We can have a tall front court, you know what I'm saying? But it concerns me that Porzingis at the center, he's a tall center, but he's not imposing. You know what I mean? Like, we need a center. It don't even have to be the center, but it got to be a center or the power forward. One or the other that can rebound the ball well. Like, Porzingis is a big 7'3", but he's not an imposing center. You know what I'm saying? At least from a defensive perspective, in regards to rebounding the ball. Like, he only had 3 rebounds tonight. You know what I mean? So that just shows that that's going to be a deficiency for us regardless. You know what I mean? But however, we don't need to dwell on that. But they did score 22 of their first 29 points in the paint. So that just shows that's something we got to, you know, the win was great, but that was a glaring weakness. That's going to be a glaring weakness, and that's something that we're going to have to figure out moving forward, man. The Lakers was pushing the pace early in the game, throughout the game, but really in the first half. They was pushing the pace. Westbrook looked good tonight, man. Westbrook looked like how Westbrook looked towards the end of the season for us last season. You know what I mean? Ever since he made that game tying shot to take him into overtime last night against the Raptors, I mean, did you see him shooting threes? Did he look like Westbrook tonight? Did he look like Westbrook tonight? Because I didn't see no Westbrook at all tonight, you know what I'm saying? He must be used to our nets, used to our rims. He practiced with us for a year, you know what I mean? So he's comfortable playing in the city, and we got love for Russ. He did a lot for the Wizards. No matter what people say, we as fans watched him last season, and he gave everything. He showed the young players, this is what it takes to be a winner in this league. You know what I mean? So no matter what he does moving forward, I will always be grateful for Russell Westbrook coming to the Wizards and really showing what it takes to be a hard, you know what I mean? Game in, game out, play hard all the time. That's what he did, and that's what he does, and you got to give him credit for that. You know what I'm saying? But tonight, he was pushing the pace, hitting threes, getting assists. You know what I mean? He had a good game. I don't know if he did he have a triple-double tonight? Let me see. Did he have a triple-double? He almost had a triple-double. He had, he almost had a triple-double. He had 8 assists, but we did force him into his Achilles heel. We forced him into 5 turnovers. That is definitely his Achilles heel, and we needed to force every single one of those turnovers. So, what else did I like tonight? The Lakers, they went up on us double digits early, first quarter. So that's, again, we have a habit of letting teams go up on us double digits, you know what I'm saying? And tonight, they went up on us like really fast, you know what I'm saying? And I just really was like, man, this is going to be a long game. That's how it really felt, especially in the first half. You know what I mean? I'm an optimistic, glass half full type of person, man. You know what I mean? But again, I started getting that same down feeling that I have been getting the last 6 games, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely didn't like the way we started the game at all, man. I definitely didn't like that. I didn't like the fact we were the taller team. Again, I just said it. LeBron James started at their center, you know what I mean? But early in the game, in the first half, we weren't taking advantage of our size advantage. We weren't taking advantage of it, you know what I mean? We were settling for too many jumpers. Porzingis, he was settling for too many threes, missing them on top of that, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't getting to the basket. He wasn't trying to post up, score in the paint. He was settling for Jays. I was getting upset with him. I was like, what? Porzingis, you're 7'3". You got to handle them. You could have a big game tonight. You know what I'm saying? He must have heard me talking, though. He must have heard my energy in the air. Nah. But on some real, early in the game, he wasn't what he should have been. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's too big to play that. You know what I mean? That behind the 3-point line, 7'3". 7'3". There's nobody on their team. Dwight Howard didn't play tonight, and he wouldn't have been a factor. He couldn't guard you. You got to play in the post, Porzingis. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely wasn't happy with how he started the game, man. He was 1 for 7 in the first half. You know what I mean? So that just shows he wasn't making his shots. He wasn't looking good. And I was just concerned. I was like, yo, this was a game we really need you. We really, really need you. If we're going to win this game against this team, we need you. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely our best player. And Kuzma didn't play tonight. Let me not forget to mention that. Kuzma did not play tonight. He had a hurt knee or something like that. So we needed all hands on deck. You know what I'm saying? And we needed Porzingis to show up. And in the first half, he didn't show up. And it contributed to my worry about us possibly losing this game very badly tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely didn't like that. LeBron James. First and foremost, man, we got to congratulate him, man, for passing Karl Malone for second all-time scoring in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? People talk about LeBron's game, his passing ability, his rebounding, but when they talk about the greatest scorers in the league currently or even in history, LeBron James is never really mentioned like that. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is just because of his imposing body, his imposing frame. You know what I'm saying? He's not a finesse scorer. It's not pretty with him. Well, it is pretty at times, and that's the crazy thing. It do be pretty at times. You know what I'm saying? But he does not get enough credit for his scoring prowess. I mean, he is the second all-time leading scorer in the NBA. I mean, he is. I still think Michael Jordan is the greatest, you know what I'm saying? Because it comes down, the way they judge themselves is championships. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. That's what this game is about. That's why they play. Championships. To me, that is the guiding, when it comes to the debate of who's the greatest between LeBron and MJ, I'm like, yo, if I'm the coach, if I'm an owner of a team, if I'm a player for a team, even if I'm a fan of a team, I want a championship. Period. I want a championship. That's what I want. I will sacrifice points to get the chip. You know what I mean? So, you know, the last 2 minutes of game 7, close game, who would I rather have? LeBron James or Michael Jordan? The answer is simple. MJ, you know what I mean? So that's what, in my opinion, makes him the best, greatest of all time. It's about the chips. Never forget that. All these stats, they're nice and all that. The individual stats is nice and all that. But this game is about winning that championship Larry O'Brien trophy. Never forget that. You know what I'm saying? But with all that said, man, we still got to congratulate LeBron James. He is definitely one of the greatest basketball players ever. You know what I'm saying? And for him to pass Karl Malone on our floor tonight in Washington, D.C. was only fitting. It was beautiful, man. You know what I mean? It was beautiful. But with all that said, I felt that we let him get too comfortable, especially early in the game. Well, throughout the game. But he was hitting some crazy threes, but we were letting him get too comfortable. He was doing it all. Like I say, he was just hitting threes left and right from all sides of the court. You know what I'm saying? Very impressive. Even that, him getting his three-point shot to a more than respectable level over these years. I remember there was a time he could not shoot at all like that. You know what I mean? So the way he be hitting threes, like effortlessly, all net, you can see the work he puts in, man. So I didn't like the fact that he was getting too comfortable. And then once he started hitting threes, he also was getting to the basket, rebounding, assisting, doing things LeBron James does. You know what I'm saying? So in the first half, he was much more dominant, much more imposing than he was in the second half. But again, he had a great game. But it wasn't enough. We got the win. So we got to watch history and we got the win. I mean, what more as a basketball fan could you want? You know what I'm saying? So I definitely like that. LeBron scored the first 15 points for the Lakers in the second quarter. I mean, this brother, what is he, 30? Is he 38 yet? I think he's 37. He might be 38. No, he's 37. Yeah, he's 37. No, 37, 38, 40, 36, 35. I mean, he's doing crazy. He played better than 20, 21, 20. Yo, he looked like he could play another 5 years. You know what I mean? So, I mean, man, he was just great tonight, man. He was just great tonight. You know what I'm saying? And I liked it as a basketball fan, but I did not like that as a Wizards fan. You know what I'm saying? It concerned me because I thought that him, breaking the record, them jumping out on us early, us looking kind of shook. I won't say shook, but shell-shocked early in the game. It just looked like a recipe for disaster. And we come into the game, drop 6 in a row. You know what I mean? So everything did not look well early on in this game. So I definitely didn't like how LeBron was just so comfortable out there. Westbrook played one of his better games tonight, minus the turnovers, you know what I'm saying? But again, he looked like the Westbrook that we had last season towards the end of the season during our playoff push, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he was hitting threes, like, consistently. I mean, what was it? What was his field goal? Westbrook, 10 for 15. 2 for 3 from the three-point line. I mean, if Westbrook could shoot 10 for 15, 10 for 14, 10 for 16 every game, he would be way back. I mean, he's a great player, you know what I'm saying? But that's one thing you want him to do is shoot jumpers, try to shoot threes, you know what I'm saying? And although he made his fair amount of shots tonight, the shots that he was missing in the fourth quarter, we forced him into those shots. We rather him, even if he's hitting, we still rather him take jumpers to get to the basket. You know what I mean? So we knew that eventually he's going to miss a shot that they're going to need, and he definitely did. And we got the rebound, and it helped us close the game out. You know what I mean? Because LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, they're great players, and they're streaky shooters, but they're not consistent shooters. And if you put the hand in their face, especially when the game is close, and they decide to take Jays instead of going to the hole, you want them to do that because there's a great chance that they will miss that shot. You know what I mean? They both missed shots in the fourth quarter tonight when the Lakers really needed it, man. So I definitely like that, man. But I didn't like the fact that Westbrook played as well as he did tonight. I mean, he played well, except for the turnovers. You know what I mean? So I definitely didn't like that, man. Our three-point defense throughout the game, in my opinion, was, again, a little too suspect for my liking. You know what I mean? We were giving up way too many threes. We were giving up way too many threes. And we're saying this over and over again. Hopefully, this gets addressed next season. You know, Coach Unseld, this is his first season, rookie coach. You know what I mean? We know he has a defensive mind. That's why he was hired. So hopefully, over the summer, he got a season under his belt, and he does something to improve our defensive consistency, man. You know what I mean? Because we definitely need it, man. We be letting teams go up and score way too easily, and I felt throughout the game, especially in the first half, not just LeBron, not just Westbrook, but a lot of the players on the Lakers were just scoring way too easily tonight. So I definitely didn't like that, man. Carmelo made an impact off the bench. I mean, Carmelo's one of the greatest scorers of all time, you know what I mean? But he's past his prime, and, you know, he's a streaky shooter. Sometimes he's hitting threes, sometimes he's not. Tonight he decided that he wanted to hit threes. So I definitely didn't like that. Austin Reeves, Stanley Johnson, they played decent tonight, you know what I'm saying? Young legs for the Lakers, making some big shots for them, you know what I mean? So I definitely didn't like that. And the Lakers dominated us in the points in the paint battle tonight for most of the game. You know what I'm saying? Most of the game, I told you, they started 22 to 29, first 22 points, first 29 points, 22 of them were in the paint. So they made an emphasis to go at us in the paint. And again, I already said it, man. Our paint defense is suspect, and we're going to need a bigger body to play the 4 right next to Porzingis, or Porzingis can play a tall 4, which I would prefer. Him playing the 4 and Gafford playing the 5. You know what I'm saying? Porzingis is 7'3". Gafford is an athletic freak. You know what I'm saying? Both of them together aren't the best. Both of them individually aren't the best rebounders. But if you got a 7'3" guy and then your center can jump out the building and they're on the floor together, I feel like that's, and then you got Kuzma playing the 3. I feel that will make us more formidable in the front court and being able to rebound better. You know what I mean? So they got to figure out what we're going to do, because Porzingis, as much as I like him, and I do want him to play the 5, and he can start the 5, but we need to alternate him between the 5 and the 4, because he's not an imposing presence. We play a dominant center like Joel Embiid, Jokic, one of those centers. Porzingis is going to have problems, you know what I'm saying? Even playing someone like Mitchell Robinson that just has more of a motor, could jump, you know what I'm saying, has a quick switch and can just jump and rebound. Again, man, Porzingis 7'3" and only has 3 rebounds tonight. That is concerning. We cannot overlook that. But we don't want to dwell on that too much, man, because that's later down the line. We're talking about tonight. You know what I'm saying? But they did definitely dominate the points in the paint tonight, man. But, man, that's everything that I disliked about the game tonight. I mean, it's a lot. It's a good list of things to dislike. You know what I'm saying? And quite frankly, for a lot of the game, especially in the first half, it looked like it was going to be another loss, man. But the second half was a whole different story. We came out the locker room with the right energy, the right focus. And I want to give Coach Unseld, first of all, now we're going into the things that I like, man. And there was a lot of things that I liked tonight. But I want to give Coach Unseld some credit, man, because tonight he looked as sharp as far as substitution patterns, who to have in and who to have out. It was like early in the season when he was on point with who we had in and out the game in certain times of the game. Tonight, he had the right players in, especially in the second half and specifically in the fourth quarter when we needed to close the game. He had the right players in. The players that were playing well were the players that were in the game, and they helped us win the game. So I really liked what Coach Unseld did from a substitution pattern standpoint, man. He coached a good game, and he needs to, hopefully he can get his coaching groove back, because he's made some questionable calls, questionable substitutions. Part of it, though, I feel like it's the upper management putting their hands in the pot, and he just being a good company man. So I don't want to give him 100% blame for some of the questionable decisions that were made, but um, he coached a great game tonight, man. Especially in the second half, we were down 16 at a point, and we came all the way back, won the game by 8. You know what I mean? So it just shows that we were focused, we were locked in, and we didn't give up, man. So I just want to give Coach Unseld credit for that, man. So the things that I like, man, we moved the ball well. We're moving the ball well throughout the game, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But we really, really stepped it up in the second half. You know what I'm saying? But we moved the ball well. Denny may have had his best game tonight overall. I mean, Denny came to play tonight, man. And, you know, the Wizards, man, I feel like, you know, the Lakers were in town, and they playing the Lakers in D.C. rose their energy level. They have to have that energy level, that level of focus, game in and game out. It can't just be because you're playing a star-studded team that you want to show up and play some of your best basketball. We need that all the time. You know what I mean? So, but Denny, man, he looked very good tonight. Leading scorer in the first half. He had 8 points in the first quarter. He was assisting, and he was very aggressive on offense. I mean, trying to dunk. I mean, he missed some dunks. He still missed a close shot in the fourth quarter that could have put us up. He missed, you know what I'm saying? But fortunately, we got the offensive rebound. Sato got the J and hit that jump, and the possession was saved. But he had a wide open layup that he missed, so he still got to work on his finishing. But he is playing much, much more confident, much better basketball. Let me see what he ended up with overall tonight, man. Yeah, Denny ended up with 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, no turnovers. I mean, 6 for 6 from the free throw line. He did a lot tonight, man. And in the fourth quarter, just big threes, clutch threes, Denny hitting clutch threes. This is the development that we're looking for in our players. And I'm really liking our development between Rui, between Denny, and Corey Kispert. I like them. You know what I'm saying? I like them. But I want Denny to take that next step from being a role player to being a fringe. I don't even want to say fringe all-star. Hopefully he gets to that level. But he has the potential to be more than just a role player. You know what I mean? And tonight he really showed what he could do, especially with Kuzma not playing tonight. Man, these brothers played very well tonight, man. The Europeans played well, whether it was whether it was Porzingis, whether it was Satoransky, whether it was Deni Avdija, man. I mean, they all came to play tonight, and we needed contributions from all of them to get this win. And I'm very happy with what I saw from all three of them, man. KCP, man, another big game, playing against his former squad. Made some big shots, was a leader on the floor for us tonight, had a double-double, had 18 points, 10 rebounds, had 3 assists to go with that. It's just leading the team. I mean, he was dribbling a little too much, still barking. I mean, he is a true talker. That boy talked like all the time. I didn't realize that he had a motor mouth like that. You know what I'm saying? He just can't stop talking. You know what I mean? Whether to the refs, whether it's to his teammates, or whether it's to the opponents, whether it's to the bench, even the fans. He just talks. But some people need that in order to play their best games. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes. Minus the complaining to the refs. Cut that down. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, if he has to talk his way to get his game going, then talk away, man. Because tonight you really played well, and you was a leader for us tonight, man. And I definitely like what I saw from him. He's been playing a much, much better basketball since the All-Star break than prior to the All-Star break. He's been playing pretty consistent, pretty good basketball, man. So I definitely like what I see from KCP, man. Like I just mentioned, Satoransky, big game tonight, man. Looking much more comfortable in DC. And, you know, I'm still like, we need an athletic point guard. I'm hoping we bring John Wall back, and that's a pipe dream. But, you know, I'm not even going to talk about that too much right now. You know what I'm saying? But I like Satoransky as the point guard. You know what I'm saying? And he played the 2 tonight. You know what I mean? He played off the ball. Ish was running the point for the most part, especially in the fourth quarter. And again, it goes to what I was saying about Coach Unseld, understanding who had the hot hand. Kispert was on the bench. Sadaransky was playing the two. Neto started the point. Ish closed the game because they were doing what we needed them to do in order for us to get the win. And Coach stuck with them, and for that he was rewarded with the win. So I was very happy with that, man. But Sadaransky, true combo guard, can run the point, can run the one. You know what I'm saying? And I would like him. Hopefully he comes back. Out of all three of those point guards, Neto, Sadaransky, and Ish Smith, I want Sadaransky back, but as a backup point guard, and we bring a more athletic. Again, I just said who I want to be the point guard. I mean, he's out there. You know what I mean? He's out there. Even if we get a good draft pick, a good point guard, he's a rookie. Let's be real. Let's again, I don't want to go into a rant about all y'all talking about draft picks and stuff as if even if we draft somebody tonight, this draft, he's just going to come in and just make this super immediate impact. That's a naive thinking, and we can't be naive. You know what I'm saying? We're going to need a veteran point guard, and I'd rather us have an athletic point guard, dynamic point guard that can score, play defense, and just, and the person that fits that bill is John Wall. You know what I'm saying? We need an athletic point guard. That's when we played our best. Whether it was Gilbert Arenas, whether it was John Wall, whether it was Russell Westbrook. That's when we've been our best. We need a great athletic point guard, man. So, but I do want Sato to come back. I definitely do, man. He's so versatile, and he's so much better now than he was the first time when he was with the Wizards. You could just see it. You could just see it, man. So I definitely like what I saw from him tonight, man. Hit a big three to end the third quarter. And then again, just big impacts in the fourth quarter as well. Helped us close the game, man. So I definitely like that. Like I said, the Wizards, man, they came out and the Lakers jumped on them and they looked a little shell-shocked, man. But they got it together and they settled down towards the end of the first quarter and started to claw their way back into the game, cut the lead to the single digits, but then the Lakers would go back up double digits, but then we would fight back, cut it down single digits. They would go back up double digits, but we kept fighting until we cut it down single digits, and they couldn't take it back to double digits, you know what I'm saying? And then we eventually took the lead in the fourth quarter and then closed the game out, you know what I mean? So definitely a great game, definitely a great game. We started to hit shots midway in the second quarter. We went on a 10-0 run, cut the lead down to 5. You know what I mean? This is where we started to show confidence. The team started to believe in themselves and started to really execute and really started to get it going. You know what I'm saying? Leading into the second half when they really played some outstanding basketball, man. You know what I mean? So I definitely like their perseverance, even though the Lakers jumped out on them. And it was starting to look ugly early. You know what I'm saying? But the Wizards, to their credit, even last night when we lost to the Knicks, they got up on us 16. We fought all the way back. And we only lost the game by 2 points, and we could have got a win. You know what I mean? So it just shows we've been doing this all season. The perseverance and just not giving up and fighting to the end. A lot of games, not all the games. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. Not all the games, you know what I'm saying? But there were a good amount of games where we didn't give up, even though we looked like we were going to lose the game, man. So you got to give, again, Coach Unseld credit. You got to give the players credit for fighting. And tonight, they were rewarded with a win. We started forcing turnovers in the second quarter. Again, second quarter was where we started to turn it around, started to figure some things out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we forced turnovers. We started to get to the basket because, again, I was saying early in the game, we were settling for J's, settling for jumpers, even though we were the bigger team. I was not happy about that, but they started to, call timeout. Again, credit to Coach Unseld. He probably talked to them and was like, look, man, we're the bigger team. We need to start emphasizing scoring in the paint. And that's exactly what started to happen, man. So I definitely like the adjustment, or at least if it wasn't an adjustment, the awareness to understand that, we're a bigger team and we have the advantage in the post and we need to take advantage of that. You know what I mean? It's always better late than never. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that they did that. Ish Smith pushing the pace. assisting. Again, fourth quarter, big fourth quarter with the assists. You know what I mean? Just pushing the pace and even trying to play defense on LeBron James. You know what I mean? Just showing intensity, showing heart. It's hard to root against a guy like that. You know what I mean? I like Ish Smith. I do. You know what I'm saying? I like him as a player. And if we keep him, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But I like what he did tonight, man. Just keeping us, you know what I mean? Keeping us in the game, pushing the pace. And I like Coach Unseld seeing that we needed to keep him in the game with Sato next to him. You know what I'm saying? Definitely like that. Gafford, man. Gafford really started to cause problems in the second half. And in the fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter towards the end, not the end of the fourth quarter, but going towards the end of the fourth quarter before Porzingis got back in, Gafford gave us big energy. He had that crazy dunk in the fourth quarter. Again, the assist, was it by Satoransky? I'm not sure if it's Satoransky or Ish Smith that threw it. No, I think it was Ish Smith. Yeah, it was Ish Smith that hit him with that crazy assist. And Gafford just dunked that ball, and that was, to me, the momentum shifter. That was the dunk that said, we're going to win this game tonight. It was so high. I mean, I jumped out myself. I screamed with him. You know what I'm saying? I screamed with him when he did that. You know what I'm saying? It was so hype. And that's what I like about Gafford. When he dunks, his dunks are so emphatic, and it just gets you hyped. You know what I'm saying? But the moment in the game when he did that dunk, when we needed it, we needed that energy shift. And it was a great momentum shift. And not only, and also, I like the team getting the ball to Gafford, making an effort to get the ball to Gafford in the post. And you know what else that did? Porzingis on the bench, seeing Gafford being extremely effective in the paint. Fourth quarter, Porzingis got back in. Porzingis scored all his points, except that big three at the end of the fourth quarter. But he started to get in the paint, and he started to play the way that I was like the opposite of the first half when I was very frustrated with him, settling for jumpers, settling for threes when you're 7'3". You're 7'3". Nobody on that team can guard you. 7'3" with a sweet touch. You know what I'm saying? Could hit the J. You know what I'm saying? Could get to the basket, could dunk, agile. I mean, they don't call him the unicorn for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think Gafford was the catalyst to all of that. You know what I'm saying? Gafford's play really, to me, inspired Porzingis to close the game the way we needed him to close the game. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely like what Gafford did tonight. We shot the ball, three-point ball, pretty well tonight. We shot it better than the Lakers did. What did we end up with? We ended up, 13 for 31. That's 42% from the three-point line. A decent percentage, you know what I'm saying? So we shot the ball decent tonight for the three-point line. But when we needed to hit the three, we hit the three. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the fourth quarter. I mean, we hit some big threes, man. So I definitely like that. Fourth quarter, we went on an 8-0 run, helped us close the game out. So I definitely like that. Our bench dominated tonight. I mean, we got big contributions from the bench. Satoransky had the best plus minus, plus 23. Let me make sure. Plus 23. By far the best plus minus. And again, you got to give credit to Coach Unseld for understanding who was the hot hand and who to keep in the game. Satoransky played an outstanding floor game tonight. You know what I mean? Outstanding. Like, I was really liked how he played tonight, man. I can't say it enough. But not just Satoransky. Like I said, Ish Smith. They just all played. They played very well, man. But our bench gave us a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I like. Well, I'm looking at our bench, except Bryant. Bryant never plays. All the other players that didn't play that got DMPs tonight are really players that never really play. You know what I mean? They, G League type players. You know what I'm saying? Our rotation was really tight tonight, though, man. We had a 9-man rotation, and if you watch Coach Unseld's interviews earlier in the season, he says he prefers a 9-10-man rotation. So the rotation was exactly the way Coach Unseld liked And our bench really took advantage of their minutes tonight. So I definitely like that. Porzingis, though, man. How you go from being one of the worst players tonight in the first half to being the best player of the game. I mean, Porzingis, no doubt about it, was the player of the game. And it all happened in the fourth quarter. Tonight, Porzingis showed what we envisioned. A star of a team is supposed to close the game out for their team, and Porzingis did that tonight. Gafford started it, Porzingis finished it. I mean, he was so effective in the paint. Nobody could guard him. Nobody could guard him in the paint, and I guess it clicked. Again, I feel like he watched Gafford and it just clicked. He's like, Gafford's doing all this, and Gafford is nowhere near as skilled as I am. Let me get in here and close this game out. None of them could guard me, and he did it all. I mean, it was so beautiful to watch, and it's so exciting, and that's the type of play that gets us excited as Wizards fans. Once we get our full complement of players back and get some additions next season to shore up the weaknesses that we have, you know what I'm saying? But Porzingis is the truth when he want to be the truth. He started out 1 for 7 in the first half. He ended the game 9 for 17. You know what I mean? He ended the game 9 for 17. So what's that? 8 for 10. That means he was 8 for 10 in the second half, yo. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful, man. Just beautiful. Doing it all. Like I said, the post up, the jumper over shorter players. You know what I'm saying? The three. The lob, you know what I'm saying? Getting the ball in the paint, dunking the ball, dunked on LeBron. I mean, he did it all in the fourth quarter. He woke up and showed everybody why he's the unicorn and why he's regarded as one of the most talented players in the league. And we have him on our team. You know what I'm saying? Locked up. He's going to be on our team for at least next season. You know what I mean? So I'm just excited, man. But tonight, it felt very good to see him close the game for us, man. Nobody could guard him. And I'm just hoping that carries on for the rest of the season and into next season when we'll really get an all season under our belt, a training camp under our belt, and he gets his touch back. Because early in the first half, he was missing shots that he usually makes, you know what I'm saying? But in the second half, he was making the shots that he usually makes. Pretty game, man. Beautiful game, yo. So definitely happy with what I saw from him tonight, man. And then finally, we outscored the Lakers 34-20 in the fourth quarter. Again, man, that was how we won the game. You know what I'm saying? We won the game in the fourth quarter, playing great offense, great defense. Helped them to only 20 points. You know what I'm saying? Westbrook, James were missing big shots in the fourth quarter. We were making big shots in the fourth quarter. We got the win, man. We got the win. Great game, man. And that's really all I have, man. That's all I got. But everything I got was the reason why we won the game. You know what I'm saying? Strictly, really, the fourth quarter is where we turned it on. We showed a lot of potential. We showed what this team could really be. And we didn't even have Kuzma. And quite frankly, the way Kuzma has been playing lately, although he's been a great facilitator, and he was hot towards the end of the fourth quarter yesterday in New York, so I don't want to front on him on that. But the ball moved even more. I feel like at times Kuzma gets too, like he thinks, I don't even want to, dismiss him, but sometimes I feel like he thinks I don't want to say he thinks he's better than he is. I don't want to say it like that, but sometimes I feel like he does too much. Instead of passing the ball, he takes quick shots. Even last night, that last three, we could have got a better shot than that. You know what I'm saying? But to his credit, he was the reason why we were even back in the game. So how can we, you know what I mean? It's like a love-hate type thing. You know what I'm saying? But tonight he didn't play. The ball moved. The ball didn't stick. And the ball got into the hands of the player that it needed to get to at the end of the game. We had to control. We had the advantage in the paint. And although the Lakers were dominating us in the paint in the first three quarters, the fourth quarter, especially towards the end of the fourth quarter, or when Gafford started to get hot, we dominated the paint in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? So I just liked everything that I saw tonight, especially, I didn't like everything I saw. Let me stop saying that. I liked everything that I saw in the fourth quarter tonight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just hoping that we can play with that more consistently. You know what I'm saying? Play with that focus. Play with that ball movement. It was a great team win. I said 9 players played tonight. out of the 9 players that played for us tonight, only 2 of them scored in single digits. Neto had 5, Ish Smith had 4. But Ish Smith also was a plus 14 on the floor tonight. You know what I'm saying? He had 5 rebounds, 5 assists. You know what I mean? So he might have not scored, but he did a lot of other things that we needed in order to get the win. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, everybody else scored in double figures. Everybody else contributed. This was really a true team win. And if we could play like that more consistently, that could show that we can really win. You know what I'm saying? We have not been playing that way the last 6 games. But it feels like the Lakers came into town. The energy in the Verizon, I said the Verizon Center, Capital One Arena was hot. I'm watching it from the TV and I felt the energy. I saw a little bit too much purple and gold in the stands, but that's expected. The Lakers are the most popular team in the NBA, hands down. You know what I mean? So that's expected. But for us to come out and get this win was very big time, and I'm really proud of this team for what they did tonight. Hopefully they could move forward with this and continue this momentum and close the season out on the right note. You know what I mean? So anyway, man, that's all I got for y'all, man. If y'all enjoyed the content, I would really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel at the Wizards Review on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. You can follow me, King Ade DMV, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you can also follow me on NBA 2K22 on the Xbox Series X and S, man. So anyway, man, till next time, I think we got Houston coming up on Monday. So that's a game that really we should win, especially after winning a game like this tonight, man. So I'm just looking forward to see how we play and see if we can continue this momentum that we started today, you know what I mean? So anyway, man, enjoy this win, enjoy the evening. Until next time, man, take care, peace.